Welcome back. The last built-in data structure in Python that we're going to talk about in this series is the dictionary. Python dictionaries are key value hash tables. Let's look at how to manually create a dictionary. First, this line here will create an empty dictionary. Even though it's curly braces, which may make you think of sets, this line will actually create an empty dictionary. Then to add elements to the dictionary, we just specify their key and their values with this syntax. We can always access an element with its key. So when we print this here, we get pear. And then we can update it. So we can update the value of fruits with key P to be peach instead of pear, and we see that it's been updated. We can check for the presence of a key in a dictionary with the in construction. So if C is in fruits, which it isn't, then it would print those fruits. Otherwise, it will print the message. And this helps us avoid a key error. But we can also use get to avoid key error. So here we can say fruits.getC, and we see that it returned none instead of throwing an error. We can delete entries in the dictionary like this, and we can print the whole dictionary. Our next example creates a dictionary of word counts. So we start with a simple text, Jack be nimble, Jack be quick, and we break it into individual words or tokens with the split function. First, we create an empty dictionary called vocabulary. Then we iterate over all the words in the list, and if that word is already in the vocabulary, we'll add one to the count, and if it's not, we'll create a new entry with 1 as the count. And finally, we print our dictionary here. Next, we look at ways to iterate over dictionaries. So a dictionary, by definition, is not sorted. So if we just iterate over and print, things will come out in whatever order they come out. There is a sorted function, but this is not actually going to sort the dictionary. It's actually going to return a sorted list of keys and values that you can iterate over here. Notice you can also just extract the keys and extract the values. So here we've extracted our keys, and here we've extracted our values. The types for the key have to be immutable. That means it could be a string, it could be a tuple, but it could not be a list. The value can be any type of objects, including lists as we see in this example. So we start out with a list of people whose names start with A, B, and C, and then we create an empty dictionary. We're going to iterate over each friend in our friend list, and if the first letter is already a key in our dictionary, for example, A, then we'll append the friend to that list of friends that start with that letter. Otherwise, we'll start a new entry, and we end up with this dictionary here. All right, I have a practice for you. So assume that a dictionary was created with this code right here. All right, so we have 3 elements in the dictionary, A, B, and C, 3 keys, and each of the values is just a list of 5 random numbers. So the goal is to first write a function to replace the value. In other words, we're going to replace the list for each of these elements with the sum, so with a simple integer. So first do that with a loop, and then do the same thing with a list comprehension. Take a few minutes to work that out and come back. All right, let's look at a couple of sample solutions. First, with a loop, I started out with a different dictionary here as an empty dictionary because I didn't want to overwrite my start dictionary. And then I'm going to iterate over every key in my start dictionary and place a new element in my second dictionary, which I'm calling SumDict, which is just the sum of the of the list that you see up here. So you can see this is my final result. Each of the keys is the same, A, B, and C, but their values that previously were a list of some random numbers are now the sum of those numbers. So the second example here is going to do exactly the same thing, but with a dictionary comprehension instead of a loop. So for the dictionary comprehension, we have curly braces around instead of square braces, and we have a key value with a colon in between, so that makes it definitely a dictionary. And so again, I'm iterating over every key in the start dictionary. I am summing the same way that we were in the loop, and then putting that in sumdict, and we see that we got the same exact values there. Python dictionaries are going to be very useful in your programs. So I hope you take your time to look through these examples and get a deeper understanding of them. Until next time, happy coding!